There is a piece of land on planet Earth that has produced more elite fighters per capita than anywhere else. Where, exactly, is this Dagestan? And more importantly, why does everyone keep talking about sending their kid there for 2 to 3 years? Let's rewind. This whole thing traces back to a 2024 interview between UFC lightweight champion Islam Makhachev and Daniel Cormier. They're talking about wrestling, about raising tough kids, and Makhachev, completely straight-faced, basically tells Cormier,
if you want your son high-level wrestling, send him 2-3 years Dagestan and forget.
That's it. That's the whole seed. It should have been a throwaway soundbite. Instead, by 2025, it had turned into one of the biggest catchphrases on the internet. Send him 2 to 3 years Dagestan, and forget stitched under every video of a kid acting a little soft. Here's the part that makes the meme actually work. It's not a random insult. Dagestan has a real, well-earned reputation as a wrestling and combat sports factory. Khabib Nurmagomedov, Islam Makhachev, Umar Nurmagomedov. A huge chunk of UFC's most dominant fighters over the last decade trace back to this one region. Daily freestyle wrestling from childhood, sambo, training at altitude, minimal comforts, culture that treats toughness like a group project everyone's expected to contribute to. So when Makhachev joked about sending a kid there and getting back a completely different person, the joke lands because it's rooted in something true. That's basically the DNA of every good meme, an exaggeration of a real thing. Here's the twist. This meme exploded millions and millions of views, while a huge percentage of the people using it could not locate Dagestan on a map if their life depended on it. There are entire TikToks dedicated to just asking that. Do the people using the Dagestan meme even know where Dagestan is? So let's actually fix that, because it's genuinely wild that a place this famous online is this mysterious in reality. Dagestan is a republic of Russia, tucked into the North Caucasus, that mountainous strip of land, wedged between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea. It borders the Caspian Sea to the east, Azerbaijan and Georgia to the south, Chechnya to the west, and it's about as far southeast as you can get, and still technically be in Russia. Its capital is Makhachkala, genuinely one of the most culturally complex regions on Earth, which makes it even funnier that its main cultural export to the West right now is a joke about toughening up your kid. What's actually impressive is how far this thing has traveled from its original context. It went from a wrestling interview to just being a comment people drop under literally any video for a laugh. Makhachev himself has said he's baffled by it, that he'll meet athletes from completely different sports, in completely different countries, and they'll just say the phrase back to him. That's the meme life cycle in a nutshell. A real quote from a real place, said by a real person, gets picked up, stripped of context, and turned into a piece of internet shorthand that spreads way faster than the actual geography lesson ever could, which ironically is exactly why a video titled "Where Exactly is Dagestan" has an audience in the first place. So next time you see "Send him 2 to 3 years Dagestan and forget" under a video, you'll actually know what you're looking at. A real region, a real wrestling culture, a joke that got away from everyone, including the guy who said it. Dagestan, mountains, coastline, elite wrestlers, and now, apparently, a permanent home in your comment section. If you learned something today, that's basically a Dagestan approved outcome. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.